My name is T-Dub, and we are doing another episode of Whale Confessions. Today we have the Reminix on, or the Kraken, or the Leviathan, whatever you want to call him. He's gracious enough to hang out with us here. We're doing this live on Twitch. Come hang out with us. Today he'll be revealing how much he has spent in Marvel Strike Force.
Oh, that's a lot of damage.
A lot of you are very curious. I am very curious. You know, we look at Reminix's roster. He has his saying, he does things so we don't have to. We are grateful for that. More importantly, our bank accounts are grateful for that. And today he's sharing his screen with us. I appreciate having him on. Reminix, thank you so much for being on today.
Rub-a-dub-dub, it's me and T-Dub in this tub. Let's go.
And so what we're going to do is chat's going to ask him questions. I'm going to kind of like filter chat and Reminix, and he's also watching, so he can also answer the questions too. And then we'll, basically how it works is we're going to go through Reminix's roster. We're going to ask him a couple questions, or, some questions concerning purchases, character purchases or whatnot. Red stars is usually the big one we like to ask. So Reminix, why don't you, let's take a look here. 23 mil TCP. That is,
it's good enough for 104th on the charts there.
104th. So, essentially a top 100 player. This is quite impressive, I must say. A lot of us in here are less than half or a third of your TCP. I find this absolutely incredible. So I really do appreciate this. And then, so one big question here is they want to see how many blitz wins.
All right, so let's start off with something. So let's preface this so people don't get too nervous. One thing I had to do is I actually couldn't get this information from customer service because I've used multiple different platforms for purchases. I've had Google Play cards, Google Play. When I first started this, I had Google Play gift cards and a whole bunch of like other stuff. So the number wasn't coming up. And so I knew what I disclosed for tax purposes. So that was a summation of all this stuff because I've been claiming this for quite some time.
Wow. Okay. That is understandable. And at the same time, I would not want to have to be your accountant looking at this going, you spent this much? Are you kidding me? And you want to write this much off? You spent this much of a video game?
My wife's stirring. Shh, come on, let's go.
All right. That is so funny. Okay. So one question, there's a correlation between blitz wins and amount spent. So
yeah, the screenshot from support was well below what it should have been. So I was like, no, it was like it was not accurate at all.
Without internet.
Okay. So we can go ahead and start going through your roster and your pictures here. We see that your strongest team power is over 1 million, which I look forward to having that in a few years. At the same time, with your total collection power of 23 million, blitz wins 34,000. Usually we say in here, because we've had some really big free-to-play type accounts, and they had huge blitz wins. And then on top of that, we've also had some big TCP accounts in here that have spent very minimal, but they also had close to 100K blitz wins. I just want to double check your blitz wins seem right in line with, the other Krakens we have, about 30K, which is just you getting the job done, not necessarily blitzing because you think it's fun or you look forward to it, just enough to get through the whatever event we have going on. All right, so can we look at your...
And my personal perspective on that was realistically like, people pay to watch me stream. I always felt bad, like being in the top, 100 blitz, knowing I iced some people out, right? So what do you want to see now?
I want to see your days played screen. Yep.
Here we go.
All right.
Now, so there was when I had COVID, there was a long period. I think I didn't log in for 3 days.
Oh, that's a lot of damage.
Okay. Yeah, well, I would imagine that was not a high priority at the time. So 13 and 35.
We should have waited 2 days.
Yeah, you would have been elite. Hey, we just had a person that we had 2 days ago that spent 46,000 was 1 day of being short of elite. So one of these days I'll get someone on here that's elite with elite amount of days played.
Yeah, it sounded like that was all the Dave Bautista push.
Yes. All right. So 1,335 days played, 23 mil TCP.
Wow.
Let's go ahead and take a look at your roster. Now, when we look at your roster, I'm going to kind of do people are going to ask questions and stuff like that. Your roster is quite impressive, even starting from the bottom. But if we want to go to the top and kind of go through each character that you purchased packs for. So what I find interesting is that you have probably purchased every character from. Do you remember? Is there a character you have not purchased? I'm gonna have to.
Cyclops.
Cyclops. Okay, Cyclops.
Symbiote Spider-Man.
Symbiote Spider-Man.
Yeah, we shipped those because that was the fixed MSF. Other characters I didn't buy were Yo-Yo.
Okay.
Actually, all of the Eternals, I don't think I bought.
Oh, you went.
I'm sorry, the Inhumans I didn't buy.
Oh, the Inhumans you didn't buy. Okay.
Yep, I bought. So remember that when I buy, I don't just buy packs. I usually core them up to a certain level. Like
Okay.
Magic is cored 6-star.
Okay. So no packs, only cores. Or packs.
No, I buy the packs and I'll usually core them early because I need to get her at 6 stars so I can start showing her beating actual meta.
Okay, that's fair. And then you core to 6 or to 7, because I noticed your Eternals when you scroll down, we're at 7 right now.
Yeah, so Icarus is at 7 through the event. I actually was able to balance it out. I did wind up coring because I wanted the teal gear because we figured out that the origin gear that was in there actually had some value. And then you could see I actually didn't core much on Cersei.
Okay. So you're not crackening all the way to 7 on every character, coring everyone to 7.
I used to on release. At one point in the game, I think I was number 17.
Okay, so that was old behavior. I mean, as we scroll through and look at your roster here, I'm noticing. I mean, almost all of your characters are 7-starred, and
so if you look right here, I only have there's only 2 that aren't maxed.
Okay, and then my another question that comes with that is that a lot of us have maxed out characters, but a lot of us have maxed out characters, especially the people watching. But over time, like Mobile has a lot of maxed out characters, but he will generally get them to 6 and then organically get them to 7. Whereas since you're more of a testing type of player, you're using money most of the time to get your characters to 7 instead of, Ultimus Orbs or whatever, will get you to the end of the way.
Yeah, and so the idea is to showcase that realistically, very rarely does a 7-star make an impact. So we try to find those characters that may have an impact in the game, like Kestrel or maybe even Deathpool. So those are characters that usually get brought up right away. So I do them a little bit more gradually. Like I might buy multiple packs because those are cheaper than usually coring up. But I usually core to 5 or 6 on launch day. Just to have them ready for the 5 red 4-star, if I can get the 4 red star, or the 4 red 5-star baseline that we use to evaluate characters.
Now, speaking of red stars, you are one. I mean, everyone knows that your roster is absolutely filled with 6 and 5s. I mean 5s. I mean 6s and 7s. I mean, the amount of 6 red stars you have is quite amazing, along with the 7s. I mean, you have quite a few. And after some of our recent whale confessions we've noticed there is a direct correlation between number of red star packs purchased and high level. I mean, it is RNG to get to get good red stars. You need RNG, but if you have more chances at that RNG, it seems to turn out better than someone that's not buying red star packs at all. Now, I'm going to say
So let's talk about that. So the one thing I'll tell you is the more I fill the bucket, the more I earn elite credits. The more elite credits I have, the more chances I get to take a shot at those higher stars.
Okay, so that's fair. I mean, for me, and I feel like I've been doing it wrong because I do not have any red stars like you. Because I'll buy the character packs, but I'm like, I don't need to buy the red star packs. But there is, I'm not. I've seen it now, time and time again. The guys that have amazing red stars are doing exactly what you did. They're getting the red star packs. They're opening them up. They're getting the Elite 4, Elite 5 credits. They're getting additional Elite 4s, Elite 5s. They're opening those up. They're getting more and more credits. I mean, it is.
I sometimes skip the base packs and I buy the just the elites. By the way.
Okay, so you're more of a fan. So sometimes you'll skip like the $50 packs and then just buy every elite pack. Like if you see it, like I know we're about to have some offers come up for like a 7 or a 6 or something like that. So those are more the offers that you're aiming at.
Yeah. So I mean, you'll see because there's been times that I will skip the base red star offers and go for an elite offer because it makes more sense for my roster right now.
Okay. So like as you're looking at now, like those, like I know a lot of Krakens scoop those up, the offers you're just looking at right there, the for 5 red stars and
almost no impact on my roster whatsoever.
Yeah, that would not do it. That's quite incredible, and but then at the same time, you and I were messaging earlier on Discord about your ISOing your squad, like ISOs. Just getting them and then the credits, it's quite, you have so many blue ISO characters, and I know you're doing the hardest raids and you're getting, the most orbs possible, but I mean, ions are a big deal and are a big issue. Now, would you say that your blue ISOs there, those are all, have you been purchasing any of those offers?
Yeah, actually I did it on stream the other day where I bought one of the $24.99 packs and got a really good hit on the ions, and that made up for it because realistically ions are probably one of the areas that when I'm doing testing I've spent the most money trying to go. $450 for a literal crapshoot to get a good set of ions because you need a ton to move a character up the chain.
So you're coring that 450 blue ion orb. Is that, yeah?
And you can see this too. So I'm also getting ready for DD5. So if you could take a look, I'm starting with the, I need to get ready so I can, when Scarlet Spider comes out, I can take that whole the Ghost Spider, Scarlet Spider, Cloak, Dagger, and Shang-Chi into City together.
Wow, that is going to be an incredible team, no doubt. So you are also buying, I mean, I just noticed there, you're purchasing the TBCs for, 180k gold for 4. So then we have to talk about gold and gold purchased. I mean, not only is your roster, filled with level 85s, gear tier, with a bunch of gear tier 15s and a bunch of red stars. Also, everyone's bottleneck, you hear it time and time again, it is gold. You have to, and if you are spending 180k gold on 4 TBCs, are you buying that consistently, like when every store refresh, the 180 for 4?
It depends. What I'm trying to do is when I buy up characters, I have a baseline that I want to have. I need to have enough to take another 3 characters up. So I have to evaluate that based on my DD5 planner. So I always want to make sure that these never appear in my my bottlenecks section. So I try to just anticipate it when I have a little bit of a gold influx. That's I have a certain gold threshold I maintain.
Okay.
That I use when I'm refreshing shop, so I don't like core and then not have gold and have to go buy gold or whatever. So if I'm above a certain threshold, I'll buy it. Otherwise, I back off. But I need to keep that above a certain point to make sure I don't have that as a bottleneck going forward.
But to replenish your gold, I mean, to be purchased, I mean, it's a very expensive purchase. I mean, 4 TBCs for 180k. Are you then to get your gold, are you coring the gold orbs to get additional gold? I mean, because there's a finite.
I have.
Okay, I know you. I mean, is that your primary way to get it, or is it the gold offers? I mean, are you?
Valuable gold offers, the biggest thing that I do is I also, so I calculate a certain number of gold achieved from doing the Doom missions that I'm farming daily. So those cores, up until about the 100 refresh, are a decent amount of gold as a function of, what you should be farming. If you're going to make this push, Dark Dimension 5, because there's that burning question that I try to answer: how good will the Web Warriors be in Dark Dimension 5? Are they good? Are they a good flex for your roster? So I like to do it so people don't waste resources and showcase it. So part of that is the prep to make sure I can get in there with a second Mystic character that's probably way too early to start evaluating. And so the problem I have, and I haven't bought any of the hidden offers, but I may have to start. I probably should have bought the Mystic offer yesterday for the Origin gear. We found that that's become a major point of a major issue, that I have most of the other gear, but I need.
Yes, I see. Yeah. So yeah,
This piece right there, that piece right there has become the most obscure for me, and it's holding me back badly.
And we had 10 teal offers just recently show up, like in my store, and I look at those offers and I'm laughing, you know what I mean? Because there would be, I'm like, oh yeah, nothing. But, so if those offers were up today, you would buy every Mystic offer associated, from those.
I didn't,
Okay.
but
you would today.
What's interesting about that is I actually had a problem recently. It looks like it's not showing up in here. It should have been extra day. I unlocked that $100 offer because I bought a couple of the teal uniques. I wanted to see what they were actually worth.
Oh, okay. So the teal unique offers are, that is.
I haven't bought any secret teal offers yet.
Okay. So the secret, yeah, I mean, I was a big, when at my highest spending, I was a big, buying the Gear Tier 13 secret offers. That was my hidden little thing that, I wasn't really telling chat about or anything like that. What about you? The secret offers for Gear Tier 13s, is that something that you have?
I've had to buy one or two of them that finish leveling a character often. I'm gonna have a bio crunch going in to try to bring up Ghost Spider, but again, I'm gonna bring her at a lower level to see how she does at tier in the 2.3 raids as a lower level, as kind of like a hybrid team. But I'll be honest with you, the OG Spideys over here have cost a ton of resource to get the 14, which is really the break point when they start seeing their real value.
Yes, I've noticed that too. Yeah, Scopely is really good at selling us or putting groupings of the same origin class of characters releasing at a time, which forces us to. I remember the whole mutant thing was a giant issue for a while, and but yeah, the 13s. And so, what about the Gear Tier, the 14 unique secret offers? Is that something that also you might have to do to get the Web Warriors up? I mean, it is that is.
Probably down the road, I might have to do that, but okay. I'm more worried. So I have most of those ready to go.
So would you say, so like recently, some other content creators have run into some issues they've never run into. So Tony Scangili recently just ran out of training mats for the very first time ever since playing this game. Like literally was trying to level someone up and he could not do it. Now for you, is training mats an issue for you? Is that something you're having to core? I mean, you have a lot of high level characters. You're doing 2.3. Your characters need to be at level 85. And would you say that's something that you have had to? Is this an issue for you also, the training mats?
I trip over different bottlenecks at different points in time. Basically, as a Kraken, we find them. So there have been multiple times that I've had an issue with training mats, but not at all right now. I will tell you that since the skeletal rework, and that's probably just a function of, the skeletal that event actually helps you bring quite a bit up. You could see that I would still have some left over here.
Okay.
If I brought it up to 85. So again, I'm also a little bit different than some Krakens because it depends on when they played. There's bloat at the bottom, and the bloat comes from specifically comes from the time when Alliance ranking based on your total collection power was how points were determined solely in wars, and they finally fixed that.
Okay, so you had to bring up a lot of characters you didn't want to just to get a higher level TCP for the additional points for the additional scoring. So you didn't necessarily want to bring Aim Infector up to level 60.
Right.
I mean, what a quality character he is, but yeah, I don't think anyone ever wants to do that right there.
Not yet.
Yeah, not yet. I mean, as we do look and as you have been scrolling through your roster, which is, I mean, there are very... we had someone on the other day that just had some incredible high-level characters, and I'm like, wow, this is absolutely crazy, because they had basically their whole roster, and it essentially looked very close to this, but not quite to this level. And the resources needed to do this on this many characters is vast. It's vast. I feel like, I've spent $10,000 on this game, and my roster, it looks nothing like your roster. You know what I mean? And then it is a very expensive hobby if you are a spender, and a very expensive hobby if you're a Kraken, And
it's very expensive to have as a hobby if you're not, turning into content at some point.
Yes, yeah, no, definitely. That is very, very expensive.
Yeah.
Oh man,
And so to be clear, I have 49 7 red stars, 81 6 red stars. The rest are 5 and 3 or 4, or 2 or 4.
Wow. I mean, and I could flip that, and then that would be basically my roster right there. I mean, this is great. I think we are kind of getting to the point where chat has a good understanding of your roster. You're seeing the red stars, what you're spending your money on. Now, what I like to do is I like to put up a prediction, and then chat gets to bet using their channel points on what they think you have spent on this game. Now, okay. I'm going to make
you have to add 321 to that number.
Okay, all right. I will have you reveal. I'm gonna just let you reveal verbally what it is. I'm gonna make a prediction right now after the prediction, because I do one part of this is people really trying to predict higher or lower. So I'm gonna start a prediction right here, and then they have 5 minutes to kind of work it out for themselves. So I'm gonna start a prediction.
So they need to know that I've been aware of Amazon for a while, so I've been saving up to 20%, and that's factored into this.
Okay, all right. So your 20% number. So because this is the amount spent, not the dollars spent in game. This is the actual amount you have spent on the game.
Yep.
Yeah, which is all right. How much has Reminix spent on Jake? All right, Jake. 133,000. That's probably not a bad number. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna put it at, because I did just go over someone that has a $46,000 roster, and then I am kind of comparing it to your roster right here. Even though your roster has, all right, let me make sure it's the right amount of zeros, it is a bit different because you are doing this to, all right, I'm going to do over under of, we'll do $110,000. I think I
I'll
think.
make sure. I'll make sure it closes. We'll do it. We'll do a 5 minute. We'll do a 5 minute. We'll have a chat down. We'll chat there. We'll.
Okay, here, yeah, I will do $110,000. 100K is a good number. 150K. All right.
So let's do it up.
Yeah.
So probably there's some.
Yeah, I think the thing is that yeah, no, I'm making it right now, and it's going to go up on my screen in just 1 second. $110,000. Let's start the prediction. All right, got it. Okay, so now you have 5 minutes to bet using your channel points. For the over or the under, $110,000 is the mark. Do you think Reminix has spent more than $110,000 on this game? Yeah, I mean, the thing is that, do people? I know this though. People have been saving up their channel points.
I don't buy everything for sure.
Yeah,
That's
in order to do this, they have been looking forward to this. It is, what I started doing this just simply because, that we have such a weird. Like, I don't know what it is, spending, it makes some people cringe, and yeah, it is a stigma. And I really felt like because I did this first back in the day, like, look, this is how much I spent, just did it, showed my reply from, and it said like $9,600. People were floored that I would show such a thing, but it was a freeing.
I'm doing this for you. I knew it was going to be a little bit controversial here, so we'll definitely.
Yeah, well, I think it's fun. I think over time, in the beginning, I had to use my friends, like puppies and others to other ex-Krakens to, to kind of get the ball rolling. Like, look, these guys can do it, and then it's been a success since then, and people are more willing now than ever to show how much they've spent, and because it's not a big deal. Everyone gets to spend their money the way they want to spend it. And for me, spending money on this game is fun, and I like to have fun. And at the end of the day, you do have to make sure you're managing your money wisely. But, if you can and then want to, I don't see anything negative about it.
Yeah, so be very clear. One of the cool things about it was you talk about spending money on the game. Sometimes there were, so there was like burst spending, like taking myself to number 17 was like a burst. And then when I backed off because I got sick, it was quite a bit of time I was writing resources and just managing resources and doing more blitzing. I've been number one in the Red Star Blitz quite often. Before I was making content, I would shoot for that almost weekly, especially after a featured blitz, because most of the other people would be blitzing hardcore, and I would be able to sneak into a top 10 or sometimes a top number 1 spot. There's definitely quite a few characters that are, and I have also have exceptional. I'm not gonna, regardless of whether seed theories are real or not, I have exceptional luck, and so that means that you guys have seen me pull 3 million gold out of orbs frequently on stream, or have crazy amounts of luck, but also waves of bad luck too. So it does balance out. But I like I said, going through the past years of tax returns, because this is frankly tax deductible as a business expense.
Yes.
I was a little shocked because I can go into that. So how much longer on the prediction? What'd you do for 10 minutes?
No, I did it for 5 minutes. We have a minute and a half left, or 2 minutes left. And then, so refresh your screen, D-Man, and then I'm just reading chat here for a second. People are talking about, the other hobbies that we have that are expensive, and it is, Big Spartan's like, oh, people spend 10 grand just on cigarettes alone, and no one cares. That's true. I probably spent that when I was in my late teens smoking cigarettes. I never thought anything of it. It could have gone to a better place. Now, all things being equal, for you, this is a business expense. You and
now exceptionally, it's a business expense. Before it was a partial business expense.
Yeah, for me, I'm not quite. I spend. I don't claim anything at this point. I'm still very much small French fry, but I do enjoy spending on this game, and it is fun. And I'm not yet claiming it or anything to that effect. Just for me, the amount that I've spent has been, has enhanced my play. It has just been fun, and yeah, I guess since I stream, maybe I spend a little bit more. Kind of like, because I want to be able to show this or whatnot. But all that being said, for fun primarily, and then the fun led to streaming and stuff like that.
Yeah, no, I mean, I've owned bottles of Louis XIII cognac. I've owned, I've drank, eaten, multi-$1,000 meals. So, that it was all those things probably didn't quite last as long and for an experience as MSF has, right?
True. And you know what? Yesterday, and when I got my mail, I got I live in California, and so everyone in California got $600 from the state for COVID economy boost stimulus check. I received that yesterday, and it's so funny. I look at the check, and I'm like, $600. I'm like, I'm getting Spider-Gwen. Let's go.
Nice.
Yeah.
Thanks for not voting me out of office for the recall.
Yes, yeah, exactly. Hey, it's a good thing I didn't vote. And
all right, let's go. Let's do this.
All right, here we go. All right, so here we go. 3, 2, 1. How much has Reminix spent on Marvel Strike Force? Go ahead and tell us, sir.
$81,670.56.
$81,000. $81,000. Let's go. Whoa. Damn. Yes. Got it. I freaking knew it.
That is terrible.
That's not terrible, New Shocker says. Damn, I was close. 85K. Yeah, the people were saying 85K. Let's go, D-Man says. Easy on the under, the black guy says. The Sitting Saint knew it was the under. Rolf says it's the Amazon coins. Mr. Kennedy lost all of his channel points.
Calric was in an alliance with me where I didn't spend anything. Like he knew it. But there were times like so the biggest spending I ever had, which I went back and I looked at it, was actually when ISO came out. I spent 3,900 like 45 in October alone, and then like I think I spent 5,200 the next month, and then like the month after that was like 6K, and then it gradually got to like stabilize around like 1,300 to 2,000 a month. But there was I think I spent I want to say it was like $3,700 in April when DD2 came out. That was another big big was another big splurge like for like out of whack. And then it used to feel a little bit cheaper coring up characters, that the event characters, because they didn't have all those extra characters in the shop. And when they did that is when I stopped buying up characters at 7-star. So when the event characters had they used to be just them featured in the center.
Okay.
And after that, I stopped buying them all the way to 7-star when they got released.
Okay. Well, 81K is a crazy ass number. I mean, you could buy a Tesla, a nice Tesla for that amount. All things being said, people are thinking that is 1/2 or a third of what they thought you would have spent. And we can kind of take a look at this further. I'm going to show.
I think you guys had a Devin. I think there's a Devin chat because he like nailed it. Like, and I was like, I know you know. I know you know.
That is funny. And then, all right, what we're going to do here is I'm going to show what chat thought. I'm going to show the prediction outcome right here. Now, this is I will tell you this, though. So if we look at it right here, 819K was spent on the over, and 689K channel points were spent on the under. So people, just on the amount, 57 people went on the over for 110K, and then 35 people went on the under. And then we're going to take a look at who really spent the most channel points and what did they believe. All right, KB, King Burrito, he thought you spent more and 116,000 channel points.
Wow, Burrito.
Wow. Dude, Sage, 100,000 channel points spent right there. 110 channel, 100,000 channel points. Real Pandan, 71,000. These guys thought you were crackening harder. Scott, 50,000. Kuroshio, 49,000. But what's so funny? Pops went all in with his 38,000.
Pops, really? So what was it? What were the people that thought I didn't?
All right. Well, I mean, 50. Look, the thing is, that's
Robin Hood _
57 people.
X1.
I gave you guys a hint. I told you guys the most I ever
again.
spent on the game was the
I was
ISO
so
testing.
shocked I forgot to record it.
Like even then, it was like frustrating. You guys got to figure that it's about even where I live, it's still about 2,000 a month would be still a high month for me.
Okay. All right. That's fair. That's fair. I mean, look, 57 people thought more than 110,000. I can't scroll. I only get to see the top 10, unfortunately.
D-Man
And then
9875 cheered. X1. Look at bottom.
I know I can't look at the bottom, D-Man. I would like to. For some reason, I don't get the option to scroll down.
Top 10. So
yeah, just the top 10. And then, so here's your top 10 believers. PW went all in with 200K channel points, thinking you had spent the under. Jay, 120,000. IU Flip, 110,000. Midnight Devils. Megan Stardust, Love, 30,000. Wow. Meow Mix, 20,000. New Shocker, 20,000. Admiral Sandy, Weapon X. These guys are the believers that you can spend less than 110,000.
Well, I think they also know like Fixed MSF was about like, so from when I got sick and left Cabal and then Fixed MSF, it was about 7 months where I didn't spend a dime. So
Okay.
that definitely had an impact on it. Probably in that time period, if I was buying those characters, I could have easily spent it. And then I don't have unlike some of the other Krakens that are on the top, most of my weight is in red stars. I don't have so the difference between me and like the top 100 is most of them have more 85 characters or characters built up than I do.
True. Yeah, that's just it. I'd say the one difference between your roster and we'll say when I saw other Krakens.
And to be fair, one thing you have to say is if I didn't have Amazon coins, that's probably at least 16% higher.
Okay. Yeah. Oh no, that's also true. And you're doing the amounts, your actual dollar amount spent in the game, so it could be a bit higher. And I think that's a great question. I wonder if the dollar amount we get from the store is predicated on that. Yeah. I mean,
the dollar amount in the store wasn't even close.
Okay.
It was like 1/3 of what it was. I was like, whoa. I was like, let me see if I can find this shot. I was like, I'll have to get it on my phone. I'll show you later. Okay. But it was like 1/3, and I'm like, that's not right. But I'm like, I would really love that if it was the case.
Yeah, I mean, I am extremely impressed with. I have to say, for me, 81K.
D-Man 9875 cheered. X1. Let's see how many points for putting my 1 points at 490. Ha ha ha.
Oh, sorry, they were all right. So I just did the completion of it. 2 million channel points awarded to 35 viewers. That is by far the most we've ever had bet on this. I mean, this was a absolutely wild success. Absolutely wild.
Well, I'm glad to celebrate this with you, man. I will catch you a little bit later. I'm going to go start my war over here. Anything else you want to talk about?
You know what? I'm looking forward to you. I was hoping they would. Facebook doesn't have the who am I thinking of? Spider-Gwen for their picture. So I'm a little disappointed. I was hoping they would get to sell them. We have opportunity to buy her today.
I think they don't want to sell them. People are in the when the people are in the movie theaters.
Yeah. Oh, I guess that's true. That's not a.
Yeah.
So my estimation was Saturday, even Friday or Saturday, because I think that they did that with another character and they regretted it.
Wow. Well, Rem, I really, yeah, I guess that's true. I mean, I'm going to be in the theaters today. Megan Stardust and I are going to see it in 5 hours from now. We'll be in the theater watching it. I bought my tickets like 2 weeks ago. I'm really looking forward to it. I figure I better see it early before, all the spoilers come out and all that stuff. So hopefully try to knock that out today.
Yeah. No, I mean, anything else you want to talk about? I'm here, and awesome. Yeah, so I am, by the way, I will have some footage of the Web Warriors in the 2.3 raid coming up tonight, so see you soon.
All right, cool. Yeah, I will check you out later. Yeah, everyone check out, you guys already know, Reminix, and check him out later when he goes live. Everyone in here 100% knows who Reminix is, so I appreciate you so much for coming on here today. I
appreciate you.
Today was an absolute gift and a lot of fun. So thank you so much, and I'll catch you next time. Yeah, have a good war, and I'll be on, or I'll come check you out tonight.
Later, bud.
All right, later. Thank you. All right.